All right, here we are with the first and only section of the men's steeplechase. Hip 1, John Mariano. Hip 2, Keith Steinbrecker of Battle Road Track Club. Heat 3, Solomon Davis. Heat 4, Robert Lamare. Hip 5, Prescott Leach. Hip 6, William Lamburn. Hip 7, Nick Carter. Hip 8, Ryan Moran. Hip 9, Cole Gamache. Hip 10, Josh Miller. Hip 11, Aiden Seguin. And Hip 12, Will Shabazian. So, fastest seat time, we have two guys, Keith Steinbrecker of Battle Road and John Mariano, 9:30, followed by Solomon Davis, 9:45. For those that don't know, the steeplechase is a race that has 5 barriers per lap, all at 36 inches with a water jump. They run the first 200 meters, no barriers, and then they start hurdling 5 times a lap.
Why no barriers the first 200 meters?
Usually it's overcrowded. They want them to get their positioning, kind of space it out. And usually if you look at the first barrier just past the finish line, it's almost twice as long as a normal barrier. It's because they're usually so cramped together that people are wide, so it just allows them to hurdle a little wider.
How do you know so much about the steeplechase?
Well, I was a steeplechaser for Battle Road Track Club, right? So I won Penn Relays in 2011, and I was club record holder, and now I have aged myself out. And I was so close to winning one of our Twilight meets here, but a former Yale guy, Luke, I can blank it on his name right now, took me down the last 50 meters and took away my glory for the team. But we have Keith Steinbrecker and we have John Mariano running together already. These guys have already broken away from the pack. Coming up at 1:57 with 6 laps to go. It's really hard to tell splits for the steeplechase because the race is a little less, every lap is a little less than 400 meters. It's roughly about 398 meters or so per lap. So that's why they start just a little bit farther back from where the 5K and 3K starts. So, but we'll give you 400 meter splits from where they started, just so you kind of have that kind of basic understanding. If they're running 9:30 pace, we're talking 3:10 per K, so it's just over 5-minute pace. They're coming up to 800 meters at 2:33, so a little slower than that. 2:33. So Keith, I know he was a steepler in college, and I think this might be his first steeple in about a year. I could be mistaken on that. Both nice clean water jumps, right? If you notice, there are a lot of people hanging out by the water pit. That is the best place to watch because that is where the glory falls happen. That is the best. People start getting tired, they slip. Sometimes people get a little silly, they start doing flips. They wear swimmies, little floaty devices. Coming up 5 laps to go, 3:16. We still got John Mariano and Keith Steinbrecker. Yeah. When you're hurdling a steeplechase, the last thing you ever want to do is be directly behind someone. So you'll notice Keith and John kind of going side by side when they hurdle, just so they have a clear line of sight at that barrier.
Keith took the lead?
Keith has taken the lead. He is trying to already run away from this.
He wants to run as far away from the steeple as possible.
I don't know if he knows, but he's on a track and can't run away from anything.
He is contractually obligated to stay on this thing.
Contractually obligated. Oh, that's patent pending. 3:51 at 1,200 meters. He's looking pretty smooth. I think Keith said he had run somewhere around 9:06, 9:07 for a PR. So this is a little slower than that, but that's okay. He's confidently in the lead right now. He's got about 10 meters. I'll say 10 yards. That's American.
Maybe 10 yards. That's
10 yards on John Mariano.
Maybe a half a nautical mile.
Yep. John Mariano's 18, Keith Steinbrecker 22.
How's their barrier form, Paul?
Not bad, not bad. Keith's doing he's stuttering a little bit, but that's okay. He's been out of it for a year.
Almost had to.
John Mariano, I'll give him, he's smooth of those barriers. No stuttering. He's got good steps, good form.
Walks right around it.
Yeah, just right around that barrier.
Blatant disregard.
Yep.
We got Andrew Erskine coming in hot.
Yeah, Keith definitely accelerates over the hurdles. He's definitely stuttering a little bit, which is okay. You don't want to stutter too much. It wastes a lot of energy to have to kind of repeatedly speed up or slow down. That was a smooth one. So 5:05 through the mile. Again, that's just over 9:30 pace. Nice water jump from Keith. Keith is uniquely jumping in the water jump. He is jumping off his 1 foot and landing on the same one. That is pretty uncommon in the steeplechase.
We should talk to him about that in private. Make sure he works on that. Let's go, Keith.
It's working for him.
There we go, nice and smooth.
It's working for him.
Very smooth.
Hurdle with those arms, Keith. Use those arms. So Keith has got about a 50-meter lead, I would say, right now. So he's confidently in control.
Good, having fun.
Yeah, he's having a great time. Nothing more fun than the steeplechase. I will give you a quick description of how it feels to run the steeplechase. The first 5.5 to 6 laps feels pretty comfortable usually, and then it's like someone turns on a switch from good to awful, and you go from being really confident, like, hey, I'm going to win this race, to, hey, I hope I finish. And that happens even when you're leading. But Keith, coming up to 2K here, he's at 6:22. He's about to pass a slower runner coming up to the water jump. Again, he is looking fairly smooth. Watch that unique form over the water. There it is.
He's really wild.
Yep. But he is moving smoothly through it. So hey, if it works for you,
then it works for me.
That's right.
There we go, Keith. Nice job, man.
Smooth form. Great job, Keith. He's passing another runner with a pirate on the back, a pirate skull on the back of his on his singlet. He was probably a little worried about that at first, but 7:03 through with 3 laps to go. He's got about 70 meters now on the closest runner, John Mariano. Keith doing a good job of keeping his pace consistent. It's hard to run the steeple alone, but he's doing a great job.
We're there with him in the spirit.
7:40.
Keith.
Coming up another water jump. Right, every lap those water jumps feel like they get a little higher and a little farther. And a little icier. It is really, makes you a little anxious when you start getting tired knowing you have to jump a bunch more hurdles. I think Keith is coming up to his last lap.
Keith.
Bell lap for Keith Steinbrecher. 8:21.
What's up, Keith?
Looking to run just over 9:30, I would think, somewhere right in that ballpark. So Keith is about 3 barriers away from a big W here at the Twilight meet.
Big W.
Big dub.
Big dub.
He's hitting 7th lap here in 8:58. 200 meters to go, just under 9:02. Might be right around 9:34. Okay, last water jump. Hopefully make this one nice and smooth and strong. Perfectly executed. Great job, Keith. That last water jump is usually not as smooth.
There we go.
If you want to find out what the steeplechase feels like, try it. It's rough. Last barrier.
Here we go, Keith.
And 75 meters still home for Keith Steinbrecher. 9:39.
Good job.
9 minutes 40 seconds.
We got our 2nd place finisher coming here in the white, John Mariano.
Followed right by Robert.
Oh, Yeah, we got Robert Lamar from Greater Boston sniping second.
Wow, look at that.
That's right. That is pacing.
Dang.
Ooh. Someone else got second. I'm sorry. That was I was wrong on that one.
I guess it's battle for third. It snuck right in there.
Still on, right? Still on. Yeah. We got hip number 6. We got William Lamburn coming in. He's 16, running 10:36. Great time. Followed by hip number 7, Nick Carter. It's chilly.
Oh man, I had to put a long sleeve jacket over my long sleeve.
I think he wins for best shorts.
Oh,
of the
just
meet.
missing 11. He does have pretty sweet shorts.